Welcome everybody to Antimatter Gaming. I am SosaFlo.
And I'm VroomVroomPow.
And we are here to do the in-house Antimatter Gaming Tournament. Vroom Vroom, it's great to have you on in round 3 and joining us today on the caster's desk. How are you enjoying this tournament?
Yes, so I am really enjoying it so far. I joined the Antimatter team pretty recently, and this tournament, as we have discussed in the previous videos, is basically like an in-member thing, an in-member tournament for all of us, and I'm happy to say I'm 2-0 so far, but really close battles. I battled both Zion and Ninja, and Ninja, he didn't let me breathe. Zion running really spicy mons.
Yeah.
And in one of the games, he took out my entire team with a Shadow Beetle.
Wow.
So definitely having a lot of fun. Especially like understanding like gelling with the players, because like I have joined quite recently and I have mostly interacted with Zion, I have interacted with you, I have interacted with 6-4 Ninja, but there are so many players, so many members who I haven't interacted with or who haven't been highlighted to me. So this tournament definitely helping with that. And
awesome.
Yeah. And what about you? How's the tournament going for you so far?
I'm 2-0 as well. I fought a bunch of Spice in Necrotic Fate. He came at me with the Nidorino. That was something. And then yeah, that was something. And then Hippopotamus came at me with a little bit of Spice, but I was able to squeak through. But I'm coming into round 3. 3-0 or 2-0. It's been really interesting watching or meeting the battlers, because I love meeting actual battlers. Like, yeah, we have trainers that battle, and we have people that do meta Pokemon, but like people that show up with their style, with their play style, or they are really good with the meta or understand the meta, like that is really what I just really enjoy. So it's just been so much fun getting to know these battlers in playstyle, because I know some people like EV2E, he's my team captain. You and I have talked, but we've never really battled. I'm hoping to see you at some. I'm like, cool, I'm 2-0. I'm going to play against Vroom in round 3, right? And no, it's not going to happen in this round, but I'm hoping I can win and go into round 4 and play against you, because I always love playing against great battlers. But I get to play against some of the top battlers that it's just been so much fun to watch this Antimatter team kind of get together and grow for a lot of this new bonding that we've done, this kind of get together that we've had. So it's been really interesting. I love tournaments, so wonderful. Again, I can't tell who a trainer is until I actually battle them. And so far, everybody's just been really fun, real competitive, and true good spirited battlers. So excited to get into round 3. And the first matchup here, well, it's pretty much somebody that we'll recognize. So let's just go on to that first matchup here of round 3, Vroom Vroom, as we're going to see if you and I can continue our win streaks. But the first matchup here, we're going to get right into it. All right, our first matchup is somebody I know very well, EV2E, and he's playing against me, VroomVroomPow, and SosaFlo here is rocking the Umbreon, the Carbink, the Lickitung, Superior, Frostlass, and Medicham, while EV2E has got a 2-0 rocking that Charizard, Swampert, Superior starter line, including the new Clodsire, Artibax, and Medicham.
You gotta be feeling very good about this Frostlass, right? Like, it feels like it has so much play into EV2E's team, but at the same time, like, look, this one particular mon that I'm looking at, and that's the Clodsire. The main thing here would be the moveset. So I'm pretty sure like the movesets are revealed here. So, and I think they were running Stone Edge. So even though we think Frostlass is one of our, like, basically our best mon, it's not entirely safe. So it would be really interesting to see like how this matchup plays out. I feel like Frostlash shows up every game, right? From your side, and EV2E definitely looking at capitalizing on that Clodsire. If they can avoid the carving, look at how good the Charizard is. They must be feeling very good about running a Charizard and Clodsire core that can probably just like RPS you, but at the same time, Frostlash on your side, Lickitung on your side, two completely neutral mons that I expect to see a lot of play.
Yeah, these are definitely two meta lines, and I was definitely worried about that Charizard Clodsire core, especially because Eevee and I know each other. And of course, I was like, he's not gonna lead it on me, and he leads it on as the Charizard right there with the wing attacks are building up and gets the Dragon Claw. But the first energy move comes off of the Frostlash, as it's going to be the Avalanche. Gets the first shield, and Charizard now stacking up the energy. Eevee knows what the counts are. Seems like he's got a good control as we have EV2E side with the Charizard throwing that Dragon Claw.
While Frostlash can sort of play out this matchup, it can win, but yeah, like that's such a great catch onto the Lickitung.
Oh, but that's not good, as the superior now doesn't really have to be bothered by any of the moves that Lickitung has. And that's what you were just talking about right before, these neutral matchups, which Adventure Abound really gave us in this last meta that we had. Lickitung being one of the neutral, and superior being able to tank all of this. Now built up for two Frenzy Plants, as the Frenzy Plant's going to be let loose on that Lickitung.
Definitely, and Lickitung is so bulky that it actually survives and reaches the body slam. At the same time, I feel that it's an Umbreon in the back on SosaFlo's side. So Zard's energy looks like it won't be wasted here. Oh, and it's a Serperior. If you realize, this Clodsire is not carrying Sludge Bomb, and that improves so much the matchup for Serperior. Like we can beat Serperior normally with Sludge Bomb, but here the Serperior beats us, and this is so rough for EV2E. This Frostlash, like what we talked about, like the Frostlash with energy, so good for SosaFlo, so good for you, and that we really see happening here.
Yeah, without that Sludge Bomb, Sludge Bomb on that Clodsire, it felt a little safer to bring in Superior. But it didn't feel safe to bring in Frostlash, even though you didn't want to see that Charizard lead. SosaFlo does take out the top, keeping the energy. That catch was a key aspect win there. You don't want your wins to always be counted on catches. So luckily, the neutral matchups fell in favor of the Lickitung, while both shields were given to the Charizard. We'll have to see how both the battlers adapt, as they each know each other so well. Like EV2E and SosaFlo have been faction teammates since like season 2 of Factions. We'll find out how they adjust as the Artifact comes in on the Frostlash now. Oh no. Have you played with Artifacts, Vroom Vroom?
Oh, I personally don't have one, but it looks like even though Artifact is a dragon type, the secondary ice type does allow it to beat Frostlash. Like you can just tell, look at how much these Dragon Bells are doing. The Frostlash is already close to red, and I'm pretty sure that the second Dragon Bell takes it out. And SosaFlo decides to no shield.
Yeah, the chart that goes down. EV2E and SosaFlo are the ones, they basically practice together the Artifact, so they both know it very well. As an Avalanche comes through, this is again pre-Icy Wind, so this Avalanche gets to faster. I've actually found it a lot better to be going with Avalanche over Icy Wind because of the damage that Avalanche deals out, especially against these neutral matchups. As you're gonna see that Umbreon is forced to use a shield now and getting off the last foul play. This is just one Pokemon, and it's already taken out one Pokemon of SosaFlo's side and put an Umbreon into the deep yellow. That is not good, but a great idea to look into Artifacts, as a foul play is going to take the Charizard to about half health.
The thing is that this Zard energy is never wasted, and we are expecting a Lickitung in the back, right? And with this Dust Burns, they do add up. And unfortunately, EV2E smartly has a Serperior in the back, which can clean up from here. So it does look like they do have it. He does have this game.
That Artabax, baby. Like, you can't, don't sleep on it.
Look at the power. Look at the power rip BM. Like,
yeah, that was the whole point. I'm not shielding. I'll hit you with all this energy you build up. Take it. Look, I know you got this matchup. That was a great play. The Artabax, there was nothing I could do there. Now I've got to really think about bringing in Medicham. I got to think about bringing in Carbink finally. This is again to go 3-0 and see somebody in the finals in this tournament.
And they ran ABA week to Carbink, so like they ran an Octabax lead with Charizard, so that's going to be very surprising. I feel that this time they run ABA strong versus Carbink.
Right? Maybe play the trap card as, oh no, it's a Frostlass onto the Artabax.
Not that great a matchup for Frostlass, but SosaFlo decides to catch, and this Avalanche, like look at how much this adds up. Like I'm wondering what the IVs on this Octabax are, because the attack does so much damage. Like the attack adds up. This is a Licky Tongue. Like last time we saw that the Frenzy Plant didn't KO from 50% health, and this time the Avalanche just did so much damage.
Yeah, this third matchup, it is 1-1. It is all banked on this as EV2E realized it and keeps all of the energy onto Superior and farms down. It's interesting. The IVs always play an interesting factor when it comes down to H1 HP and Dreams, as this shiny Superior gets the Frenzy Plant. The Medicham does come back and the Frostlass catches the Frenzy Plant. But here's the thing, that Frenzy Plant still hurts the Frostlass, enforcing the final shield off of SosaFlo. Now the Artabax and the Clodsire in the back have free range.
Something that we didn't discuss too deeply before was how good this Superior is. Like we can see that Frostlass being one of the stronger answers to the Superior, and Superior just like KO'd it like it was nothing. So definitely the best mon on the field in this game. I think like it was definitely about who gets the advantage between Frostlass and Superior and Charizard. It seems like EV2E has this in a very close 2-1. But this Medicham has energy, so this is still not over. Oh, but the Octabax had energy. The Octabax had an Avalanche stored, and Octabax is the Medicham counter. That's all I'm going to say.
Yeah. It's such a tough matchup there against EV2E, that Artabax Charizard play. So like you said in the first matchup, we saw it, the Charizard Clodsire core, the Frostlass came and still disrupted it. So what did EV2E do? He swapped it out and brought in a dragon. And when you're like, how do you stop a Frostlass disrupting your core with a dragon Pokemon? Well, this new dragon from Paldea has just been so good. Like the hunt for Frigivax has just been like on my radar every day. If there's one on like close by, I'm like, hey guys, gotta take a 10-minute smoke break or something. Then I'm running down the street to go catch this Frigivax. But yeah, EV2E knows how to play the Artabax, and it was, as you saw, did such a great job. And with the Icy Wind edition, this Timeless Travelers round, like it has just become even stronger in these metas.
Definitely, and we saw how tricky it was to use Carbink in these games, and like EV2E definitely took full advantage of that. Like it took full advantage of the fact that Carbink was so tricky to play, but at the same time, we had still a neutral matchup. Like I still will maintain that this was practically a neutral matchup. Like Umbreon, Frostlass, Licky Tongue, they're superior. So yeah, but like very closely fought and very well played by both players, and EV2E takes it 2-1 for now.
Yeah, Dr. Pants and I had talked about it in the earlier rounds about bringing your play styles, bringing some spiced Pokemon. These two lines were very meta lines and very heavy in the Adventures Abound meta. And you could see the play style, and that's why a lot of people really liked this last meta, because it was very neutral. You could lose matchups a little bit softer and then come back and win it with a little bit of extra energy. So great on EV2E to recognize that and having that great game, as he's going to go 3-0 for the final round 4. And we're going to see, actually, Vroom, think we're going to find out he's going to be seeing next in this next matchup.
$10 says it's me. And it looks like you owe me $10.
Yeah.
So this is VroomVroomPow facing Meezer76. You may already notice these teams are very, very similar to each other. This is because, no surprise, like Meezer and I actually discussed our teams a bit. Like this is something we discussed not for this tournament, but for play Pokemon in general. Like we were discussing some lineups, some teams, and we decided to run both our own versions of it. Basically 5 of the Pokemon as the same and an A/. I would have probably maybe used a Carbink here. I am still grinding for one.
Yeah.
But Meezer, she's pretty hardcore when it comes to like building all the XL Pokemon. So yeah, no wonder she has the Carbink here. What can I say? What a neutral matchup. What do you think? Like which Pokemon is strong here? It's a mirror matchup.
I'm so glad you told me that you guys did this together, and this is like your like OGL teams when you go to many OGL tournaments. That's great. I love it. I think it's a great idea, especially with this Adventures Abound. Umbreon is really strong here. And after all the Mantine love, like Mantine pre-Timeless Travels was still a really good, strong Pokemon, especially in the hands of Pokemon battlers who knew how to use it. So I love the fact that both of you guys know each other. You know your teams again. Like EV2E and I knew each other. We knew the teams. You and Meezer know each other. You know your teams. Is it again Powder Snow or Shadow Claw on this Slash?
I think it was Powder Snow, but we will find out. One interesting fact, their Umbreon is relatively safer compared to mine because of that Carbink difference. Because my Umbreon can get stuck on Carbink, but their Umbreon, okay, I think this is a Dynamic Punch Medicham, but we will see how it performs.
What we will is we're going to get right into it as the superior onto the Umbreon comes through. Tons of farm going in. It is Powder Snow. So like I was saying, the reason I asked that is because I think the Powder Snow is going to do you better in this matchup over the Shadow Claw. Because Powder Snow will get you at least 3 and is more of a neutral matchup against that Umbreon, where Shadow Claw will just get you that Medicham, and you have plenty of things to go after that Medicham with. So an Umbreon and superior, foul play, frenzy plants. I mean, the energy keeps flying and the tanks keep taking it. It's a beautiful, beautiful thing. As the frenzy plant, this will be the second one. Nah, it's gonna get shielded, not gonna go through. Now will Vroom give up the shield? Yes. Meezer. You're talking about Meezer from the A-Pack, who just had a great run in Brisbane right now. She comes back off of that, comes after you, and you throw another Frenzy Plant at her, and she's like, no, I'm not having that. Give me your last shield or your Pokemon.
Yes, and this is such a tough spot because I can get completely RPS'd here. If there is a Medicham in the back and there is something else, anything else here, I simply just cannot win the game. Or can I? Let's see. Let's find out.
Are you feeling good about your team as you throw an aerial ace over to that Mantine? Do you like the run of your team while you were playing this?
Yeah, no, I was pretty scared that a Medicham is going to sweep me completely. To be very honest.
We're all going to be worried about that. Yeah, the Medicham always looks good against those steel typings. Again, before Adventures Abound, when everybody and their mom had the Medicham. Now it's like, what's a Medicham? As then Ice Beam takes the Mantine down to deep red. You know, Meezer's getting off these like 1 HP, 5 HP, and dream shots like at the end here. I am just so impressed with how well she knows what her Pokemon can take.
Yep. And this is so intense. This is so intense. The Medicham versus the A/, but getting this aerial ace off. So yeah, like this is going down to the wire completely. And it's a psychic, and
the drill run should be enough. As that shadow boosted, but you still got the Mantine. And it looks like the double KO with the Mantine left in the back for you, buddy.
1 HP and a dream on the Mantine.
No, it was a great call at bringing that clip right off the bat and not letting the Mantine just do as many extra damage as you could there, so that your A/ doesn't have to take a Psychic and another Ice Punch, because that would have been more damage for you. But Meezer getting off those 1 HP, last second like damages or shields or stealing that from you real deep. We'll see if she could do it again as the Mantine and the Clodsire. Oh, it's a shiny Clodsire. That's so cool. Are battling out there on the field. Mantine's got the Ice Beam. That was revealed in the last matchup. We'll see if this draws the shield now. No shield is half the health of the Clodsire is gone.
Yeah, and I think this is not a Stone Edge Clodsire. This is a Sludge Bomb Clodsire. So the matchup is relatively close. Although it's impressive how, despite being like taking super effective damage from Ice Beam, Clod can make this very close. And VroomVroomPow keeps farming, throws the Ice Beam, and Fish on a Heater says awesome for that play.
Thinks that was really good. He's like, great job, mate. Nothing. Oh god.
Yeah.
I doubt he thinks you were playing. I doubt he knows you're playing against Visa. That's even funnier. I doubt he even knows it too. The timing is so perfect as an aerial ace will come through on the tanky Umbreon for the neutral matchup.
And look at the amount of play the Mantine had at the end. Like it ended up taking a full Mon plus half Umbreon.
Yeah, Mantine showing its tankiness.
When Umbreon's showing its own spamminess. Yeah, this is a bit of a tough spot because Medicham can throw. I think I have a Clodsire in the back here, and Medicham can throw Psychic and Ice Punch. So yeah, like a bit of a. You can see mirror teams how close these games are. Like how I can't tell who's gonna win.
It's really coming down to the wire. Yeah, the introduction of Clodsire here, we're gonna have to play it out as the Mantine, or as the Medicham throws the Ice Punch, getting this first shield. Yeah, this is a great call. Now, the fun thing about this fact is that Stone Edge is the only thing that beats Medicham from the Clodsire movesets, as the Umbreon comes back out with a foul play that the Clodsire can take and builds up for the Sludge Bomb, and the Medicham is back on the field, getting that extra energy. Now, yes, this is the right call from VroomVroomPow to save that energy, can farm down to the last foul play. Can Meezer get another one off? No, as there's so much energy on this Medicham with the dynamic punch. VroomVroom's gonna take the second battle. Oh no, sorry, I didn't realize how healthy this Medicham is. Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness, I apologize. Meezer's got still the Ice Punch. This is great. She's got another Ice Punch almost backed up, and oh!
No, so close.
Oh, the Sludge Bomb was ready to go on the Clodsire when it dipped, and it did do enough on that deep yellow. Oh, that was a great job by Vroom there. Great job on saving that Sludge Bomb and having it when you dipped out. Some people are one tap away sometimes before they actually have the charge move then dip. So great job on having the charge move there for that. And Meezer putting up the fight. Oh my goodness, that Medicham is scary.
Those games can definitely go both ways, right? Like I was so scared in both games. But here we have A-Slash into Clod.
A great lead. This is where you want your Powder Snow A-Slash on, because that Powder Snow onto that ground typing. The Clodsire is Sludge Bomb Earthquake from her, so you do have to be aware of the Earthquake coming out. It is Poison Sting. You got some incoming calls. There is the Earthquake, and you call up the shield. Great shield. Great shield.
Yeah, fun fact though, A-Slash loses the ones straight EQ. Like, they could have shielded there and gone for another EQ. But yeah, like, this is still iffy. Still iffy. Although baiting out this Mantine means that my own Mantine can potentially sweep in the back. So that's pretty good to know. So I am feeling very confident here, and
well, a Sludge Bomb's gonna come through on that Mantine. Oh, she's gonna give up the first shield finally. I thought a Sludge Bomb for sure, since we know that it's not gonna be a Stone Edge, but she saves it. Wants to keep the Mantine healthy. Here's the play. Gets the aerial ace, not giving up the shield, thinking you might keep your Clodsire. I like her ideas there as Meezer's trying everything to claw back from that bad bad lead she had. Makes a swap and the Medicham comes back with a counter in. But you've got the Mantine in the back ready to go.
Yes, but Psychic still adds up. It does pretty decent damage. I think like a second Psychic would take me out.
Her Psychic did not proc off. Will it proc again as the shield comes up?
Yeah, but A-Slash is looking pretty good right now, like a pretty good health.
Woo! And yeah, A-Slash looking really good as that Medicham now just has no health left, even to farm down this healthy A-Slash as well, as it's in the deep red, and that's going to be it for Miss Meezer. Oh my goodness. You're a world champion, the Season 4 Sylph World Champion on display. Those in-game plays of saving the energy in Game 2 and in Game 1 were so big. But Meezer didn't give up. Like, how? Tell us your thought process as you went through and after Game 1, what your thought was going into Game 2 there before you went into Game 3.
What I felt was like, so she led Umbreon in Game 1. I saw that she led Umbreon with Medicham in the back, and I was like, see, if it's like she's trying to counter A-Slash in a way, because Umbreon can beat A-Slash and Medicham can beat A-Slash, and somehow my A-Slash avoided that. Somehow my A-Slash came unscathed from that, and I had A-Slash in the back, and she must have gone like, okay, let me make sure the A-Slash doesn't have any play in the back in Game 2. So she led if I remember correctly, Mantine with Umbreon and Medicham in the back, and so basically like she was after the A-Slash. She was like, I'm not gonna have the A-Slash have any way. Luckily enough, I didn't have A-Slash in the back in that game. So I think still such a close game. Could have gone either way. One bait here and there, maybe one wing attack, one poison sting like here and there, and the game could have swung either way. So very tough for me to know whether I would say it was still anyone's game and not just like I would not say I strategized myself into winning there. I feel like it was close, very, very close.
The Pokemon bench pressure from Medicham on Meezer's side to A-Slash on your side was so intricate, and you had to either line them up properly, and Meezer almost had the line up properly, but the energy you called in the back and the immediate swap, that aerial ace in Game 1 to the immediate swap to make sure you didn't give extra energy to that Medicham was so smart in the macro play. But she could have swapped that either way because that Medicham was so strong, as it did so much work against all of your team, and that both of your main teams were amazing. A great battle from both battlers as well there, from both battlers, as we're gonna see now into the next matchup. Congrats as VroomVroomPow, you're going 3-0 there to fight EV2E in the finals of round 4.
Yeah, already nervous, like given how EV2E played. That's a very strong team. So we'll find out how that went.
Alright, the next battle is Ilex Forest versus Dr. Roast Beef. Ilex rocking that Charizard, Deoxys Defense, Swampert, Whiscash, Umbreon, and the Registeel, where Dr. Roast Beef has got that Lurantis, the regular Sandslash, the Lantern, the Medicham, the Lickitung, and the Sableye. I really like the two grass choices that these battlers had. I think they're both very fun grass Pokemon, and you fill whatever utility spot that each of these teams are requiring or asking of. So I think these are they've been creative teams so far that we've seen in round 1 and 2, and I've just been really impressed by the way they bring in these two Pokemon.
Definitely, like this Lurantis, like it's weak to Charizard, yes, but it's so decent versus everything else. It can beat everything else on Ilex Forest team, and the Zard has to be a bit scared of Lantern, right? Like no matter what. So yeah, I am a huge fan of Lelantis, like because I did a lot of Sylph when it was around, and we will see what happens. So it's a Lantern into Deoxys.
It is that water gun Lantern too.
Oh, okay. And we see Insta swap to Umbreon. They're probably trying to bait out like a Medicham, I think here.
Interesting though, Roast Beef don't think brought the Medicham as the slash that is Shadow, not regular, comes out onto the field and the foul play goes through, deals the damage, and here comes the Drill Run. Now this is again boosted Drill Run. This is going to do some extra damage. A neutral matchup with the Powder Snows onto that Umbreon. As you see now, it's in the deeper red than if you had it with the Shadow Claw. As the foul play takes out the slash, and the Lantern now has some good energy against that Umbreon. It should be able to get a foul play off though, because this is a Water Gun Lantern.
Yeah, but do you think it's a Whimsicott in the back? Like I'm thinking how fast Ilex Forest swapped out, and it could be a Whimsicott, and it's not. They still come back to the DD. Not sure why. Not sure what they were trying to bait out with the Umbreon. Probably the Medicham. So maybe we will see the Registeel here. I think that's what we're going to see. The Registeel.
Yeah, it is the Registeel, as you said, because it looks like it's both double weak to Medicham, and the Registeel without the Medicham didn't have anything to worry about. Now the Registeel doesn't have anything to worry about. 2 shields on both Pokemon and a Focus Blast is more effective onto the Lickitung than the... Oh my god, and Lickitung survives being able to do that. Oh, so oppressive body slam damage. Ooh, Reggie, hold the horses. But here comes the two shielded Lantern, and this is what all those shields were for from Roast Beef.
Yeah, and this is where Water Gun Lantern is so good, because like the Water Gun Lantern, the fast move damage adds up so much that you can actually beat Registeel. And look at the Water Gun damage adding up. And at 1 HP, will the DD get another Psycho boost?
Can it happen? Oh, it can't happen in the... Oh my goodness! Dr. Roast Beef Water Guns the Registeel and the Defense Deoxys. Incredible plays. Incredible plays. Water Gun Lantern Vroom Vroom. Oh my goodness.
Sosa, do you think Ilex has to be really thinking about getting the Whimsicott in, right? Like he has to be thinking like, there is some way I can get Whimsicott in this Lantern, it would be so good.
Absolutely, absolutely. You think the Whimsicott has to come in game 2. It had some good play, just had to avoid this Sand Slash, and it looks like the Registeel is on the Sand Slash, but this is a boosted Shadow Sand Slash, and that Drill Run does some damage. A Focus Blast would do some hurt to this Slash as well, but it's a Zap Cannon. Can't seem to quite get the shield call correctly, but with that, he does not get the debuff though, and a Drill Run comes off again, getting a shield from the Registeel, and it's the Focus Blast with a little less energy than a Zap Cannon comes off first. This will KO, and that will be the end of there. Here comes the Medicham. This is what he wanted before, but can he get off before the move set? Yes! The Registeel is off the table before the charge move can come off.
Yes, and the Medicham with energy is easily soaked by the Leaky, and oh, we get Umbreon on the Lickitung. So it does look like Dr. Roast Beef will have a tough time climbing up from here. Umbreon, one of the harder checks to Lickitung. One of the Pokemon that can actually make Lickitung like look like not a neutral Pokemon. Like Lickitung known for being neutral, Umbreon can make it seem like, yeah, like I'm just gonna kill you, not gonna worry about anything.
I'm just gonna take all your HP. We're gonna not have this noodle fest. You're in the deep yellow. I'm just getting to the yellow now. Here's the thing though about both these Pokemon. Their tankiness allows that switch timer clock to go through, and now with the body slam banked, here comes the Deoxys and the Medicham. We'll see how this matchup plays out, because here comes an Ice Punch from the Medicham. It's not gonna be as much as, I mean, this should be a Thunderbolt from that Deoxys here, so it should hurt. But the Medicham, you know, as XL as it can, not that affected.
Yep, and this is coming down to the wire, right?
And both of the opponents did not have a full health Pokemon, so they don't know. These Pokemon did not come back equal. They came back less. As a Psycho Boost now comes through, debuffing the counters on the Deoxys defense. Gives up the shield, tries to make a swap, and that's a CMP on this next Psycho Boost. Is that enough from that debuff? Not enough, and the Medichamp's still around. And the Umbreon now is going to take a Focus Blast, or not Focus Blast, a Body Slam to the face. The Umbreon is so healthy. Can it get to another Body Slam? No, Lickitung cannot. Needed to do that because I think it would have taken just 2 more counters as the Umbreon can snarl that down. Ilex not giving up.
Yep, and splits it 1-1. And that was very surprised to not see, neither see the Whimsicott nor the Lantern anymore. So maybe we see them now. I keep mentioning this because I am excited to see them. I am excited to see the Whimsicott and the Rantis on the field. Two really creative grass Pokemon.
Yeah, I think they're avoiding it for that specific reason. I mean, literally a Sableye would be fine here, but you get your wish as the Lurantis comes through. And you know what? Lurantis has that superpower. This is not a comfy play here for the Registeel, as maybe a bait might come through for Dr. Roast Beef. We'll have to find out. But he won his showcase there as a Focus Blast. Takes Lurantis down to the deep red. The first superpower does get shielded.
Yep, does get shielded. The thing is, do we see a Whimsicott in the back? Do we see? Oh my god! And the Lurantis reaches another superpower. This Lurantis is going haywire on the Registeel and gets farmed down completely.
We're so worried about that. I doubt it's going to be a Whimsicott in the back, since it's a Swampert that comes out to meet this Water Gun and Lantern. And this is not what Swampert wants at all, especially after you gave Lantern a little bit of energy. And Earthquake will draw the shield. That's a great play there by Ilex, and he swaps out. And that's why it is the defense Deoxys has come back to play. So he sits the Umbreon now, and it is DD against this Lantern, and Lantern with 2 shields and all of the energy with some surf. There's a Lickitung in the back for that Swampert. This seems to be Dr. Roast Beef's driving seat control.
Yep, and it seems like
tough catch. And now Lickitung can come in and just farm down. With these counters, double debuff, not doing anything. Lickitung comes in, that's tough. That was great play by Dr. Roast Beef, understanding what his opponent does and finding the micro, getting the catch, and now a Power Whip will come and say goodbye to Swampert, and Dr. Roast Beef will take the matchup and get his 2nd win of the tournament. That was so good, Vroom. That was so good with the energy, man. Like, how?
The Lurantis reached 3 superpowers in the Registeel, swapped out, and was able to catch back. This is what I call efficient gameplay. Like you say, making the best use of one Pokemon that you have. Like, realize that Dr. Rosebeef didn't throw a move until the Registeel Focus Blasted, because he knows that the moment he superpowers, then he has to shield. So, like, really clever play.
Very right. Like, all of those salted. This is, like you said, it's what you know about your Pokemon, and he knew his Lurantis. It's too bad we didn't get to see Ilex bringing out that Whimsicott, which would have been fun to see those grass Pokemon play against each other. But we got to see that Swampert try to come out and answer for that Lantern, but you can't do it without a shield, as that Water Gun Lantern showed how dominant it was in last season and how dominant it is in this timeless travel. So like, this is really interesting, sir. I have to ask you, Water Gun Lantern or Spark Lantern?
So right now I prefer Spark, because Spark
Right now?
damage
Okay.
just adds up so much. Yeah, but
Okay.
I feel like look at that matchup. Look at the Registeel. Like, look at how Water Gun completely erased that Registeel. So yeah, sometimes it's really interesting how Water Gun Lantern actually has a very dominating matchup versus Reggie, and we saw that happen. We saw a couple of times like Lantern was against Registeel, and it was like, I don't care. Basically, like, game 3, Lantern saves up, no Whimsicott in the bag. That definitely sealed the deal.
Sealed the deal, as that would give the win over to Dr. Roast Beef. And our third matchup here is we're going to get into our fourth and final matchup, and we're going to get to some spice. All right, this is the fourth and final matchup, and this has kind of been something of a favorite that I've kind of grown to really like. These two teams I've kind of been rooting for the whole time. You got the debuffer over here with the 6'4 Ninja rocking that Dugong, the Dragonair Shadow, Poliwrath Shadow, Superior Medicham, and the Marowak Shadow. Most of these Pokemon have debuff moves that he loves using. Then you got over here Zion rocking his style of spice in the Talonflame, the Shadow Beedrill, the Weevil, the Oranguru, the Cloyster, and the Alolan Muck. VroomVroomPow, you're a Silph World champion. You've seen all of these Pokemon. How excited are you about this matchup here?
I did face Zion already in the first round, and that Shadow Beetle was a nightmare to deal with. I think almost every Silph player would agree, like, the best Pokemon in Silph has been Frostlass, right? Most of the time you look at Frostlass as this limited Metamon, but I would say it's not Frostlass, it's Shadow Beetle. Whenever, like, you take away the main meta, like when you take away the Lanterns, you take away the Flyers, you take away Noctowl, Gligar, Shadow Beetle becomes so good. And you can see that here, right? Basically, Shadow Beetle is so good for Zion already. Decent versus Dragonair, decent versus Dugong, decent versus Serpedier, decent versus Poliwrath, great versus Medicham, not great versus Avac, but still you have the Drill Run. When I face Zion, he even used Cloyster against me.
Yeah.
Tonight, we are going to see Cloyster. That's what we're going to see.
And over the last two rounds, I've said these two have been some of my favorite teams to watch as they've battled. And he brought Cloyster to the last matchup too. Trust me, we know the Cloyster's coming. We've seen him play in numerous amounts of matchups. Both of these are meta developers too, so they love playing with these styles of Pokemon. They know how to make a team work for them. As we are getting into this first matchup here, and you're right, here comes the Beedrill onto the Dugong. This is not exactly what the Beedrill wants, but with that Drill Run puts that pressure down and gets to it first.
Yeah, not even a terrible matchup for Beetle. Like, we will see how much the Drill Run does. It adds up. It does so much damage.
Yeah. As an Icy Wind's not even going to take the Beedrill out. It's still around. As the Incinerate. Again, this is pre-Timeless Travels Incinerate. So not the extra 5 boost damage. And no fly on this Talonflame's got the Brave Bird and going straight for it. This is swapped in, and no! Dragonair doesn't shield, and that is goodbye Dragonair's health! But still lives with 2 HP. It has just a little bit of health there as the Marowak is now revealed. What is happening on screen, Vroom Vroom? There's a lot going on right now.
Yeah, definitely. This looks like one of those classic Silph games that, like, all of us are used to, right? Like Oranguru versus Avac. Who would have thought? We are playing an OGL tournament. Something like this, like, just makes you root for games like something like just makes you root for games like these, right? Like you know what I mean? Like, you feel me? And the Oranguru just farms it down. Oranguru just farms the Avac down. Oranguru just farms everything down.
He said, keep your shield, Zion. Zion said, keep your shield 6. I got this. I'll just confusion down. And look at that. Both the battlers, the game plan was throw two confusions, right? Dugong even came for a catch on one of those foul plays. Didn't even matter. Oranguru confusioned it down. There was nothing that was stopping that Oranguru from confusing down as Zion took the first matchup, and the Alolan Muck now comes to meet out this Dugong, as it's the same line of 3 for 6-4 Ninja, but a Muck instead of Beedrill for Zion in this matchup.
Yes, and no shields at Drill Run. It does add up so much. Like the addition of Drill Run to Dugong, like really gives it the additional coverage. Like Dugong's always needed this additional coverage. And I was wondering if you would see Cloyster this time, given that the Ninja got Dragonair before, but like looks like we don't have it right now. So
why would it matter? You have the confusion of Oranguru that did so well in game 1. You're here in game 2 now to confusion everything down in games with the same Oranguru. Now with the foul play finally gonna throw off a charge move. The Oranguru should have still had, 4 foul plays from last matchup, but the Dragonair gives up a shield and goes for the body slam. Oranguru goes down and the Talonflame now comes out onto the playing field.
And remember, this is pre-buff Talonflame. Like Talonflame, Incinerate has not been buffed yet. So it looks like the Dragonair is gonna chew this Talonflame alive for now. With the buff, probably Talonflame can just incinerate down. Without the buff, we just miss out. That's what's good.
I mean, oh no, should have just shielded the Brave Bird in the last game from the Dragonair, as now the Talonflame has very little health and the Marowak will fire spin it down. The 6-4 Ninja says, I'll learn to shield that Brave Bird this game, or I won't even have to be forced with it with the same team. Now, I think the Cloyster will come game 3. I think it will come, but here's the thing. The Muck, I love the idea of the Muck, but when they gave Drill Run to Dugong and to A-Slash at right before Adventures Abound, it totally put Muck in the back burner, because did you see how much damage that Drill Run does? Oh my goodness. But the Talonflame goes on to the Alolan 9 or the Dragonair Shadow, and it is the Cloyster in the back.
And this Dragonair adds up so much, and we can't even fly. Like this is pre-fly, and Ninja clearly shields up the Brave Bird this time, and we get Cloyster and Medicham in the back. This is so bad for Cloyster, not where we want to see it. Even though the ice events do add up, they do a decent amount of damage. Medicham has to even throw a move here. Cloyster may be able to survive this, and it does.
With that ice typing that Cloyster has, able to survive and take Medi to the deep red. Talonflame gets an Incinerate off, but not before the Ice Punch can go off, and the Medicham does its damage to say goodbye. With the Dragonair and the Dugong, this is good because now it's just 1-2 caps away. Oh no, that's so tough because he needs those shields off as Dragonair is loaded with energy on for this Oranguru.
Yes, looks like Dragonair. Looks like the Dragonair is unstoppable without the Cloyster to stop it.
I don't know why he didn't bring the Beedrill back, but it didn't work out in his favor for games 2 or 3 with the same 2 backline, as the 5-turn moves pre-timeless travels are not as strong as they are and that's going to cost Zion here in this round 3. And 6-4 Ninja will take the battle. That was a great play there from both of those battlers. Great team synergy. I mean, we saw the same line with 3, but at the same time, you're like, oh, should we put Superior? No. Talonflame was always on there, and there was always an Ice or a Poison as well. So Superior on the bench. Oranguru came to everything. Why would you put Poliwrath to any of that? those were the three that Ninja had to. And if it wasn't for an unshielded Brave Bird, maybe he would have 3-0'd. But Vroom, what did you see in those play styles? You know, because so many great Pokemon were used just there.
Yes, like it showcases how strong Shadow Dragonair is. Like in Ninja used it perfectly. Ninja made sure that Shadow Dragonair was doing the optimal amount of damage. It was staying in versus everything. It could beat a Ranguru, it could beat Talonflame. So like definitely like very good Dugong plus Dragonair play there to show us like really how it's done. But at the same time, like the risk that you have to take. Like it could be an RPS line, it could be a Cloyster in the lead. Like so definitely a good risk taken by Ninja, running the same team twice, and then he flips he changes it. So that did work out for him. So very like really well played.
That's gonna wrap it up for us. That was some incredible play by those two battlers. I know you had to face those two battlers throughout the tournament, sir. Did they like? How was that? You said that Beedrill looked really scary. Like, are you excited to see that they played against each other? How they did against each other? Is that how you would fare out with them?
Definitely, and definitely like the idea, like the idea of playing that level of spice in a tournament. Trust me, Zion played the Weavile against me. Like, trust me, like he did. Yeah. And it was brutal. So yeah, we saw it in round one. Yes.
Yeah, we all watched. Yes. Link down below for the round one video if you want to watch that Weevil dominate VroomVroomPow.
So really fun to see. In the battles we just shoutcasted, I have already battled Zion, I've already battled Ninja, I did battle Meezer, and I am going to battle EV2E. So already all the battlers, like looking at, now I am the caster, so I'm looking at their perspective from outside, analyzing their gameplay, and I am scared of EV2E. That's all I'm going to say. I am never going to be confident. He's really good. Like the precision. When I was looking at your battles and I was looking at the precise farm on Charizard every single time, like he did not miss a single wing attack. He was like, I know exactly how much energy I'm going for. So yeah, I'm terrified. So
it was a tough one. I'm so upset I couldn't beat him to fight against you, but he played it so beautifully that I can't be mad at how well he played with that Artifact and that Charizard, like you said. Like, yeah, watching all of the battlers now, we've seen some favorites as we've gone through. It's been really fun to watch Zion play with his Spice team and do really well. We've gotten to love the debuffer there. Ilex Forest having some great plays. Meezer has been wonderful to watch throughout this entire time. She did so well in APAC. I was like, I want to watch these tournaments, and we couldn't see her play. Now we get to see why she did so well, coming down to the wire with both of those 2 HP in Dreams to get that extra energy off was so close to taking you down, and it just, unfortunately, you were just able to return the favors with the same, because you both had basically the same team. So that was a great thing there to watch both of you battlers play. But we will watch in the grand finals of our next video, VroomVroomPow versus EV2E. So if you've been following us since round 1, 2, and finished this round 3, our grand finals will be EV2E versus VroomVroomPow. We'll get a little quick talk with both of them too about what they felt about their opponent before they go into this matchup. But dude, these matchups were so exciting to watch and so great to be a part of in this tournament. A great way for us to get to know each other too. Like you said, there were some spice Pokemon that we got to learn about with Zion and Ilex, with the Whimsicott. You got the Necrotic team trainer Rem bringing out the Lucario too. Like, that's his Pokemon, but he knows his play style. So it was just been such a great team to be a part of.
Definitely. Definitely. And like the variety, like from hard meta to full spice. This tournament has it all, for sure. That's what I feel.
This was a great introduction, and we're very thankful for everyone who's been following this tournament run through round 3. If you are enjoying this, be sure to hit like and subscribe to all of the fun, as we're going to have the final round posted, and then the new year will come, and Antimatter Gaming Team will have more tournaments coming your way and more fun videos to help guide you through these battling scene from all of our amazing creators that we have out here. Be sure to follow everyone in the Antimatter Gaming scene, as we are creators that want to help you get better in battling and get up there on the leaderboards of whatever leaderboard, whether it's the Play Pokemon, the GBL scene, or the new Devon GG scene. So we can't wait to see you all out there in the future. Thank you all for watching the Antimatter Gaming. Vroom Vroom, is there anything you'd like to say or say goodbye to or shout out once before we go?
Yes. So first of all, I'll be back. Second of all, definitely like shout out to both Antimatter.gg and the Indian community. Like I feel like me being a part of Antimatter.gg does help me bring these tournaments, this kind of exposure to the Indian community, like like making it more internationally oriented. Very famous that we don't get a Play Pokemon scene. So as long as we have something to look forward to, maybe we can do our own thing, right? Like maybe we don't think about Play Pokemon, we do our own thing. That's how it is. So definitely the Indian community has my back. And
is there Discord? We'll have a Discord to a link to a Discord, yeah? For people to join the India community.
Yes, so I will give recently I started a server because I started streaming on Twitch. So I think that could be a great great starting point. There's also this set of tournaments happening called the Asia League, which is basically like multiple countries in APAC which have their own division and own set of like OGL tournaments, and India has its own thing going on like within that. So maybe I can give a link to that. I will give a link to that, and people who are interested, maybe like if any Indians who are not a part of that yet, they are interested, they can join the Discord and they can be part of this Asia League. Just if you can change teams every week. You can basically experiment with different Pokemon. You can run Spice, you can run Meta, like and have a lot of fun, basically.
Awesome.
So, back to you, SosaFlo.
Yeah, we'll put the link. We'll put the link down for you on that, my man, for sure. Thank you for that. We're very happy what you do for the India scene. I'd love to see more of the India scene. Because there are so many talented players out there. So love to get that out, the more exposure we can. So be on the lookout there for more VroomVroomPow in the India scene coming out. And that Asian League sounds awesome. We can get more of those in there because there's so many battlers that we just don't see. And I'd love to see it because everybody's coming in with their own play style. So be sure to tune in for round 4 of the final Antimatter in-house tournament as the Sylph Season 4 World Champion VroomVroomPow will battle the iCarly Factions teammate captain EV2E. Be on the lookout for all those battles. Thank you all for watching the Antimatter Gaming, and like always, keep on battling.